This is called the GK Flex, and or the GK Plex. This is one of the most complex and beautiful bass DIs that I have seen on the market. I am partial to the MXR bass DI because I've been using it for so long. This thing, you can use it as a simple EQ with a distortion, or you can dial right into things. Each button, you can see them all, the top row is the EQ row, and each button is white. The white button controls the, this one right here. That controls the up and down of, if you're boosting or cutting a frequency. And the frequencies are selected by pressing this button. Right now it's on 0. Right now it's on 1. As you go through that, it selects different filters or different points on the EQ in sort of low, mid, and high that you can tweak and adjust by, I think, +6, +9, and +12 dB. So you've got total tonal control on the top. On the bottom down here, you've got your master input, and there's also a trim as well. So if you've got a really hot or really quiet bass, you can adjust your trim going into it. Trim is up there, which is quite a nice feature. Those two buttons that I just touched, that activates a compressor by pressing the button on the bottom right once. That activates the compressor. See how they just turn blue? And you can adjust your ratio, you can adjust your attack, you can go from fast attack, fast release, right to a slow attack, slow release, depending on sort of what kind of sound you're going through. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you won't understand any of this because of the bass player talk, but believe me, it's a really nice compressor that's built in right there. If you press it twice, it goes into tuner mode. So if Mr. Grant was to play me a note there, you'd see, there you go. See, that's number 6 coming up.
I think that's a G.
No, it is. And there's your D. So that's the tuner. And then you click it twice and it goes back. So you've got your EQ up top, then you've got your compressor, you've got a tuner in there, you can turn all these things on and off, and you've also got, right here, a 5-stage distortion. So each of those numbers, as I go through it, represents a different degree of distortion. And this one here does the same thing. That one does the same thing with 5 of the Galen Kruger bass amps, those famous bass amps that everybody loves so much. They've had their own sort of settings in there. So this little unit, has, you can go through it and turn off the actual filters for the 5 GK units, so you're just getting your bass tone. It's a great bass DI, it's a great tuner, it's a great distortion box, it's got phase select, it also has these neat little ports right here for mic and something, or for headphones and something in, so you can plug your headphones into it and plug your MP3 player into it, and then it becomes a jam-along box. Like, it's got everything you could possibly imagine. I haven't given it total justice in my explanation, but there are 1,000 of the pro guys out here who talk about this stuff. So the GK Plex, I think it's a really cool unit. This town of mine, this town of mine, I find myself so easily reclined here in this town of mine.